All right, what's up, YouTube? So on the last video, a guy named John Rod asked a good question, right? That was a good question. As far as why didn't you stop him, Nick? Why didn't you stop crackhead Bougie from beating and assaulting his wife or his girlfriend, right? And a lot of people already know the answer to that question. If you're smart and you've been in the world, you know that these situations are not that simple. So when that happened, you guys, I guess I didn't really clarify it, or I didn't really get too far into detail. But when it happened, it all happened in a matter of seconds. I did not sit there and watch him sodomize his girl for any length of time. Like, it was like 2 seconds. And I'm still trying to figure out, as he's doing this, I'm still trying to figure out, I'm still shocked about her being on all fours and barking like a dog. I'm still stuck on that part. As all this other shit is happening, as he does all this, I'm still stuck on, like, I'm just stuck. There's no manual for dealing with these kind of individuals. Back in the 90s, like, I'm like 20 years old, right? So this isn't something that I know how to deal with. This isn't something that I'm familiar with. This isn't something that I grew up with in my home like that. Like, you know, I've seen, like, my mom and my dad fight, but I ain't never seen nothing like this. Right? So I'm stunned. And it all happens within about, I guess maybe, I don't know, from the time of me seeing her bark like a dog, maybe 5 to 10 seconds, you know, between him saying what he said, bark like a dog, because you're a fucking dog, and then running up and kicking. That was all within probably 5 seconds. You know? He was pretty quick with it. And I don't know what happened before this, or how bad it was, but if I would have tried to stop him right then, first of all, you just pulled out your pecker, dog. There's no way I'm running up on you at this point. Like, so you guys tell me, I'm like, nah, man, like, in that situation, what you would have done, right? Because you wouldn't have done what I did in the end. I promise you that, you weak-ass motherfucker. So wait until the end. So I left you guys in suspense, right? Or thinking, God, Crazy's a scumbag, right? Or not a scumbag, but Crazy just gonna watch some shit like that happen? Nah, not like that, dog. Okay? So obviously you guys need everything explained to you like little ass kids, because some of you are, and you shouldn't be here. You know, because I feel like y'all are here for the wrong shit. You're going to learn the wrong shit. You know, if you're not a grown-ass motherfucker, this channel ain't for you. Do not take your mama's phone and get on here. And do it. Like, don't come here, you guys. This is for adults, man. And young adults. 18 and up. Okay? Because this shit is raw. You ain't ready for it. You ain't fucking ready for it. You ain't fucking ready for it. You're going to know by the end of this story that you don't want to play any position. You don't want to be me. You don't want to be them. You don't want to be him. You don't want to be nobody in this story. You don't want to be nobody in this story. You motherfuckers act like we're just fucking, like, supposed to be born righteous and fucking just know it all. We're convicts. We know everything about everything, right? Nah, motherfucker, we don't. We learn shit as we go along in life. We learn from situations. We learn about people. You don't fucking know in the beginning who your friends are, because they ain't who they are yet. People don't start off as rapists. They don't start off as fucking chomos. They don't fucking start off as snitches. They don't start off as cowards all the time. They don't start off as bitches. But that's often how it ends. You know? Motherfuckers don't start off as killers. Motherfuckers don't start off as dope dealers. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't start off like this. These are things that are learned. They're either in your environment or you seek them out. It's one of the two. You know? And it's like, people don't always you don't know who the fuck you're around, man. All the time. And you learn the hard way. You know, either you accept it or you don't. You either do something about it or you don't. Right? So, as crackhead Bougie snitches on everybody for getting what he had coming, that ended up being took out on his girlfriend, which he didn't treat like anything but a piece of old banana peel, right? Still didn't make it right. They never should have took it out on his girl. I wasn't no parts of that shit. Like, that would have never been like part of my plan. But some people are more ruthless than others, okay? So for whatever reason, I don't even know if that was part of the plan, you guys. I don't know if they just did that because he ran. I don't even think that was part of the plan. I think there's just nobody else. She ran, or he ran, left her. They're like, fuck, we got to do something. We got paid for this. Right? So I don't know if that was part of the plan because I don't know the plan, right? So I'm like, what the fuck? So the first time I see crackhead Bougie, I'm already like, man, you already know what's up. You taking all that shit back. Didn't happen. He's like, fuck, it didn't happen. Relayed that, it didn't happen. You know? And everybody got caught on the scene, though. So even though now he's trying to take back the whole story of snitching, both of them, the police are tripping like, yeah, right, motherfucker. Right? This is where situations get like complicated, okay? So all four of the people get caught and a fifth one gets implicated that actually ran from the vehicle when the cops pulled him over because he was smart. But Gangster Meazle gets caught with a lockbox with 2 pounds of weed in it. Gangster Meazle doesn't snitch, right? So I'm like, he's not my boy. But I'm like, damn, Gangster Meazle, I thought he would have snitched in that scenario. All them charges, a couple of pounds of weed, he ain't snitch. Gangster Meazle, solid. I don't really like him. As far as he's like not really my guy, not really my type. But he's solid. I'm like, damn, dude, solid, right? He ain't tell. Somebody else told, let me think, who? One person I think told. One person told, and this is crazy, you guys, and this isn't a made-up story. One person told, and they threw this one person in a cell with one of the most notorious booty bandits in the state of Minnesota, and we don't even have them. We don't got them like that. This dude's like notorious though, right? His name is Lucius. I swear to God, anybody that hears this story, they're going to think I'm just adding that in there, but I don't do that shit, you guys. I don't know how the fuck he would have been out, and this was like a Carver County jail, right? Niggas don't even be in Carver County, right? Somehow, this notorious booty bandit was like, had a case out there, or he was annexed out there, something like that, right? And Gangster Meazle knew who he was somehow. He's like, had seen him like on Lake Street or something, fucking just fagged out, right? Something like that. Because I asked him, like, how the fuck would you know that, bro? Like, I've been in the system my whole life. I ain't never seen no motherfucker like I've heard the name, ain't never seen the motherfucker. I don't even know what he looks like to this day, right? Gangster Meazle knew who he was. Because Gangster Meazle had, like, been around, like, South Minneapolis a little bit, and he wasn't really a hood motherfucker, but he surprisingly had actually been in the streets a little bit. One time this fool told me he got robbed by the Bloods, and I had a hard time believing this. He said the Bloods robbed him, and dude had an M60 with the belt hanging, like I'm like, oh, that's... But the Bloods have been known back in the day to have, like, some outlandish shit. Like, if I'm not mistaken, they had a rocket launcher at one point. If I'm not, I know I heard that. I don't know how much truth there is to that, but I know I heard that. So he said he got robbed by the Bloods with the M60, and I'm like, fuck. And he knew what it was and was able to just, and I'm like, damn, he's describing it perfectly too. Like, fuck, belt fed. Like, I'm like, God, this fool really got robbed by the Bloods with an M60, huh? Like, that's his story, right? So I'm like, yeah, Gangster Meazle ain't that bad, right? Fucking wrong. Wrong. Right? So, Gangster Meazle has, like, a grandpa that lives, his family was from, like, way up in Crookston, Minnesota. It was like a mining town or something weird, some hillbilly ass shit, right? This motherfucker was up there, and one of my homies, Big Ray, remember this shit, Ray? Remember? And he was like, hey, crazy, man. Big Ray was up there playing football. Wasn't that what it was, bro? When you play, I think he was playing football and going to college or something like that, right? And if I'm not mistaken. And he was like, hey, man, you know Gangster Meazle? You know, he raped a couple of girls up there, bro. These, like, want him for rape. And I'm like, what? I'm like, nah, bro, like, what? And he's like, yeah, crazy, man. So, and I'm like, you tripping, bro. I'm just going to ask him, like, you tripping, bro. So I get him somewhere, right? And I'm like, hey, man. And I just call him out. You know, put him under interrogation in a friendly type way, right? I'm like, hey, bro, like, why is Ray saying that you raped some girls up in Crookston, bro? And his grandpa was, like, well known around the town or something like that, where he like owned certain shit up there or something like that. So he felt like he was like the man up there. And he was up there with the sack. Oh, so he was up there, like, terrorizing shit behind everybody's back. He got him a little bit of clout and power and started doing what he did out of town. It got back. This is like 6 hours away. My boy Big Ray was like crazy. He's been up there raping girls. I'm like, what? I'm like, hey, dog. And I catch him on my own, right? I'm like, hey, man. Hey, bro, you know, I confront him with this, right? What does he do? He fucking confesses to it. He's like, yeah, crazy. I did, man, but they're not gonna catch me, bro. Like, they ain't got nothing on me. Turns it into like it was some gangster shit or something. Like, starts talking DNA and shit like that. Like, oh man, and here's his story. Here's his fucking story, right? So you guys know how people get down, right? His story was like, and this was the truth. He was like, yeah, man, like, girl's playing hard to get, man. So, you know, I made her strip naked, man. I stuck it in a couple of times, and you know what I'm saying? And then I just whacked it off, and I made her go take a shower, and like, oh, okay, so you think I'm cool with this or something? Like, you think? So he's like explaining this, like, alleviating me that he's gonna, like, that this is this crime he's gonna get away with, right? And I'm like, all right, so now I know for sure what you are. And it's two girls that you did this to. Your method of operation, you know what I'm saying? Just straight predator, man. Like, you planned this shit out. Like, you knew to make him take showers. Like you just premeditating shit, right? It don't even matter. Any way you do some shit like that, you're a fucking scumbag cocksucker. I'm gonna do something to you, right? So Gangster Meazle, man. Yeah, he was all good because he didn't snitch, right? Still a rapist, admittedly. I don't need to fucking debate this anymore, right? So, I'm like, yeah, I got you, dog. I got you. So, back in the day, people used to have counterfeit money. Still around. Worst shit in the world. Worst fucking thing in the world. Look what happened to George Floyd, y'all. Worst shit in the world is fucking with counterfeit money. Dumbest shit ever. That shit looks like Monopoly money. It never passes the test. I actually got a counterfeit $100 bill from the bank. And what it was a $10 bill, scrubbed off. They spray like Easy Off oven cleaner on it, right? Scrubbed off. And then it takes all the ink off. And then they reprint a $100 bill on the paper, but it was an old 100. The bank teller handed me like $7,300. And I ran through it and I seen that bill. I said, this motherfucker's fake, man. And I didn't go, no. I said, this is fake. And they're like, no, it's not. It can't be. I struck it. But when he strikes it with the marker, he's like, no, it's real. I said, no, it's not. It's real paper. Hold it up. And he held it up. And he still couldn't tell. It was Hamilton's head, you stupid motherfucker. That's a $10 bill. And he was just like, oh. So back in the 90s, right? This shit would sometimes be around. I really knew not to fuck with it, right? But so Gangster Meazle, he had a little connect of his own. His little side connect, right? It's white dude. Sloppy. Never counted the money. So I noticed this, like, damn, this dude, he's just grabbing our knots of money, putting them in his pockets, jumping out. And I'm like, damn. Okay. So I had seen this previously, and I knew that this dude was like vulnerable for the lick, right? So Gangster Meazle, we go meet up with his boy, right? I'm like, yeah, I got this motherfucker. He's not even knowing. Hell, I just throw him I get him fucked up. So I'm like, okay. The dude jumps in, we do what we do. I give him the money. It's like $3,000 or something. We both give him our money. He jumps out, he doesn't count it. You know what I'm saying? We ride off. I don't say shit. A week later, no phone calls, no nothing. I don't have contact with the white boy, right? No phone calls, no nothing. Next week, maybe about five days later to a week later, Gangster Meazle calls again. And he's like, hey man, you want to go get down with my boy? And I'm like, nah, I'm good, homie. Good this time, homie. You know? So, I'm not knowing whether he knows what I did or not yet, but he still seems unsuspecting. He's not hitting towards shit, right? So, he goes and meets up with the dude that I gave the shit to. I gave the fugazi to, right? That dude gets in the car, reaches in a bag, comes out with a 357 mag, puts it to his head. And he's like, motherfucker, look what your fucking boy gave me. Where's that black motherfucker at, man? He just knew I did it, right? He's like, where's that black motherfucker at? His boy opens the door. Bow! Hits Gangster Meazle in the face with a pipe. Nah, I just got him all fucked up. Oh, you like to rape bitches, huh, dog? This is just the beginning for you. So, the white boys fuck him up. You know what I'm saying? Mind you, Gangster Meazle, a white boy too. White boys fuck up Gangster Meazle, rob his ass for everything. I just put him in the hat. Fuck him. Right? But I made a mistake. Because a couple of weeks earlier, I showed Gangster Meazle. I ran by. I asked him about it. Like, hey man, you know anybody we can throw this shit to? And he was like, so I forgot. My dumb high ass already told him about the lick and then forgot and then did it to his guy, right? So he comes back, right? He comes back And he confronts me about it, right? He's like, not hostilely, but he's like, because he knows better. So he comes back and he's like, hey, man, you know, dude came back and threw this at me. It's like a 50 and a 20, all wrinkled up and shit, right? And he's like, man, he said you gave him, you know, no, I didn't. Oh, hell no, I ain't do that. Fuck no, he's lying. Then he's like, hey, man, but you said like a week earlier, bro, that you had that. And I'm like, damn. So I'm like, fuck, right. I remember all this shit. And I'm like, yeah, fuck it, man. I did it, man. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm like, yeah, fuck it, man. And mind you, he knows where I live. He's not a threat at all, but he knows where I live, and he can like show up at my house and bother me like, hey, Nick, you okay? So I'm like, because I'm still like, this is just, you know, you fucked up all the way. Like, you should have never confessed. You should have lied when I asked you that shit. You should have lied, motherfucker. Been like, hell no, crazy. I ain't raped no bitches, man. Raised stripper, man. And then he should have lied, you guys. He should have just lied to me. He should have just been smart and just lied. And because I never really would have known if he didn't get charged. And he never got charged. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, was I supposed to turn him into the police? Then I'm a snitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, you guys are always like this or that, or you just like act like everything's always just straight black and white with everything, but y'all really don't know the definition of snitching. I know that because I see you guys' mentality in the comment box like you don't have a clue. Honestly, I should have been able to just fucking be like, fuck this piece of shit, but that's not how things work, you guys. Can't just call Crime Stoppers and be like, yeah, this guy just confessed to a rape. You know? So I took it upon myself to handle it myself. Like none of you motherfuckers would do, but you say you would, but you wouldn't. You wouldn't do what I do, man. Wait till the end of the story. You wouldn't do it. You don't got that heart. Some of you, most of you, you're just here for the bullshit. You're here for the fucking bullshit, man. You know? And it's like, I don't want to hear shit out of your fucking mouth. Trust me, you could never be me. You could never fucking... Nah, man, you guys ain't built for shit. You know? Not most of you. You're trying to be, but you ain't. Motherfuckers piss me off, man. So, yeah. Gangster Meazle. Now he knows that I got him all fucked up. Gun jammed in his face, smacked in the face with a pipe. I think smacked with the gun too, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's the first thing he did, was like poked him in the face with the gun or pistol whipped him or hit him with the gun or something, because he was bloody, right? So he comes back complaining, and I'm like, yeah, fuck it, dog. I got you back. We gonna fucking ride on this white boy, man. Fuck it, dog. Yeah, I did it, but I got you, homie. Right? Fucking snap the banger. And so he just knows it ain't no winning. You know? I pull out a K, fucking snap the bolt. He just knows like, damn, like, it's either this dude's gonna help me or he's not, right? So I'm like, yeah, this motherfucker, right? So he's like, yeah, man, when we get him, man, I swear to God, he said this, right-handed guy, this fucked me up. These people are out of control. They're fucking out of control. He's like, yeah, man, when we get him, I'm going to fucking rape this girl, man. And this is like, and I'm just like, this motherfucker, you think we're with this shit? He still don't know. We're to this point and he still don't know what's going on. You still don't know that this is a removal. You still don't get it, huh? Because there's no guide to this. There's no fucking blueprint to this back then. Like, there was no, nah, man, you guys just think everything's like fucking, like, there's like a manual or like, nah, man, there's not. There's not. You know? And it's like, there's not an instruction book on how to deal with these fucking dirtbags back in the 90s. And there really ain't one now, because them motherfuckers be getting away with all type of shit and nobody does shit to them. Trust me, I've been to prison. I've seen it. You fucking can't lie to me. You can't fool me. All us convicts know this. Don't you fucking try and play me. I already know. I've been there. Motherfuckers get away with all type of shit. Be right on the yard. Fuck you lying ass motherfuckers. But y'all never tell them stories. Them are the stories that never get told, y'all. You know? Fools like that getting a pass. Nobody tells those stories. I don't give passes on shit like that, though. Right? So, this dude used to ride around. This is how I knew he was whacked out. He used to ride around because he'll travel back and forth from way up north to all the way back to Minneapolis, Twin Cities area. He'd always have a bag. And in his bag, it'd be like porno magazines. It'd be like Girls Gone Wild videos. You know, like, and I'm just like, now back then you didn't have porn on your phone. We're still damn near on pagers and shit, right? But, I mean, it wasn't like totally out of the norm. But for him, like, dude, so you riding around looking at this shit, you know, you get, I mean, it's like fuel for his fucking sickness. Which you fucking look at your little books and go try and think about raping bitches, and that's how you fucking get started. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that should have been an indicator right there that you're a little bit off, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because you always got that bag. You know, you always got your bag of smut. Which I'm not trying to judge you on that, but it's like, dog, and now you on this other shit? Now you want to fucking rape this dude's girl? I ain't even never seen this dude's girl. I don't even know this dude had a girl, and this dude wasn't joking when he said this shit. So now I'm just thinking, oh, like, you gonna try and get it? Oh, okay, so I'm like, yeah, bro, I got you. You know what? I'm gonna get you together. I'm gonna get you a little something together so you can get up there and make some money, and you know what I'm saying? I got you, dog. I put you in a fucked up spot, right? I'm just playing him, right? So we take him to an alley over south, right? And I'm like, so I'm walking him through the alley. I'm like, yeah, we're going over here to make a move with my guy. You know, we just got one thing we got to sort out, though. And I turned around and hit him with the elbow, like as hard as I probably ever hit anybody. And he's probably about 230 maybe, right? I just drill him. Swirl both of his fucking eyes shut. My guy, Lil Noah, runs up on, starts giving him the business, right? Starts working him. Noah's, he's a little dude. He's about like $120, right? He's working him, right? I'm socking him and shit. All of a sudden, Lil Noah pulls out the fucking blowtorch, and there's an old man sitting right there watching us. And I'm like, fuck, like, let's go. The old man was like, just in a zone though, like, watching us. But now that I think about it, I don't think he would have cared what we did. But it was like, out of respect for the old man, I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just wasn't the thing to do right there. You know what I'm saying? And Lil Noah was just going to kneecap him. You know what I'm saying? Probably shoot him in his cock or something. Bitch ass motherfucker. You know? But he got fucked up. I never saw him again. You know? So, it's like, you got to get people from around you. And when you do it, it has to be done like swiftly and savagely. So they know, like, oh, they're not playing with me no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, dog, you talking about trying to rape bitches and all type of shit. Like, you're fucking lost it, dog. And you're talking, like, he took the bait, though. You know what I'm saying? And we got his ass. He probably, to this day, I can only imagine what he did after this, though. He's probably like on some Wayne shit. Y'all ever seen Heat before? When Wayne gets kicked out of the crew and shit, and they beat his ass and shit in the diner, and then he gets away, though, and then he starts raping and killing bitches? It's probably Gangster Meazle to this day if he hasn't been caught. You know? So even though doing all that shit to him might even made him worse. Who knows? You know? Who fucking knows? But yeah, man, I don't fucking play around with people, you guys. I don't fucking play around with people. I'm not gonna play them games, man. You don't play them games, man. You know? And even the thing with old crackhead Bougie and his girl, I actually did some shit that was out of my character, you guys, and stepped in and was like, listen, this guy's gonna get you killed. You can't keep doing this. Like, she had came over to my house and tried to rip me off, right? And tried to say, well, yeah, I get paid tomorrow. And I'll get you then, right? So I'm like, I'm smart. A couple of weeks earlier, I wrote the number down. I'm like, so I called the number. I'm like, hand her the phone. It's to her job. I'm like, ask him when you hear it. She gets on the phone. Dude's like, what? You don't get paid tomorrow? As a matter of fact, there's like $100 missing out of the till. You're about to get fired. Ooh. And I'm like, oh. Caught you in a lie. Damn. Okay. So I'm like, listen. This motherfucker is going to get you fucked up. I know that you don't want to do this. Okay? I know that you can't get out of this situation. I get it. I said, listen, this is what I'm going to do. You can stay here. You have to get a job. You have to pay rent. You can't do no drugs. None of that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nowhere, nobody else can save you. Not the cops, not nobody. I can help you. This is not my, I don't know why I did this. I guess when he did that shit, it left an impact on me. It left an impact on me to this day. You know? It took me fucking probably years to really process all that. Like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? Like, initially, yeah. But just over time, like, whoa, like, you know? So, said you got to get the job, you got to pay back the debt, and you got to help pay rent. You know, eventually you'll be good. You can go do your own thing when you're on your feet. You know what I'm saying? You can stay here for a couple of months. This is where my fucking son is going to be born. This is where my baby's mom lives. You know? So, this is your only, like, anything you do is going to get you fucked up. So she stayed for 4 days, got a job like the first day. Went to work, came back. Went to work, came back. And on like the 4th or 5th day, she disappeared. Now, when this first happened, this crackhead motherfucker called my phone because he kept tabs on her. Like, where are you? What are you doing? Where are you? What are you doing? What? Like every fucking 5-10 minutes, right? So when she broke contact, he knew that something happened. So he's like, fuck, man. Like, he knew what was up, but he was like desperate. He was like, man, I'm going to call the FBI and say you kidnapped my girl and blah, 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 blah. I said, do it. Do it. Just called his bluff. Do it. But if he would have called the FBI and said I kidnapped his girl, I think they would have went for it. They would have went for it. And if she would have went for it under force of pressure of him, I would have been going to jail for the rest of my life. And I hadn't even realized, like, that I got myself into that. I just did the right thing. And I got myself into a situation that deep. So fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. About I sat there and watched. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. You know? You people ain't shit. Most of you. Especially you cop-ass motherfuckers. You ain't shit. You ain't shit. You'll never be shit. Like, the shit y'all do, you go after the wrong people. You know it. You go after the wrong people for the wrong shit. You've been fucking doing it fucking since the beginning of time, man. You let these motherfuckers slide. You don't arrest them. You don't fucking charge them. And then it's left up to us out here in society to do something about it, or you fucking give them a couple of years in the joint, or you fuck you. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself, motherfucker. People support these fucking sex offender ass motherfuckers. Oh, they're sick, man. Oh, they need treatment. Man, it's fucking baby and Carl, them motherfuckers inside the system. Y'all don't know shit. You're listening to the wrong fucking stories by the wrong motherfuckers, man. This is the real content. Because it's real fucking life. It's real pain. It's real suffering. It's real trauma. It's real drama. If you ever fucking tell me what you'll do, don't you ever fucking tell me what I'll do. We're fucking convicts. I didn't have to do any of that shit, and my name would still be good. This is the world we live in. There's no fucking rules to this shit, basically. People say there is, but it's like a myth. We only live by our own codes and our own honor and what we can look in the mirror and deal with. When we can't look in the mirror and deal with something, that's when we act. We can't look at ourselves in the mirror anymore. That's when we're like, whoa, hey, man, it's a rap, dog. We got to do this. No. You know? So can you look at yourself in the mirror? Can you do that? You fucking dirtbag motherfuckers who think that you know this or you know that, or you got all the answers, or you been through this, or I would do this, I would do that in that situation. Fucking shut the fuck up. I'll fuck one of you motherfuckers up so fast, y'all motherfuckers would fucking freeze up like a deer in the headlights. Ball up, fucking start screaming. Don't you fuck with me. I'm sick of you. This is a long motherfucking episode. I'm fucking sick of you motherfuckers. But that was a fair question that I was asked by John Rod, or Rod John, whichever way the name is. That was a fair question, bro. And now I answered it for you thoroughly. Like I do everything. Thoroughly. You know? And it's like after 4 days, she chose to go back to misery, to torture, to sodomy, to whatever. That was a choice she made. And I knew from the beginning that I was fighting probably a battle that, like, I'm not Captain Save a Crack Hoe, nigga. Fuck you. She was a decent person, though. So I tried to save her ass. Some people don't fucking want to be saved. Fucking part of that don't you get. I've seen things you just won't get. I wish this wasn't my life, man. You don't want to be any of these characters in any of these stories. You don't even want to be me. You don't even want to be me. Do you? You don't want to be Tiny. You don't want to be crackhead Bougie, do you? You want to be Gangster Meazle? Yeah, some of you motherfuckers do, huh? You don't want to be none of these dudes. You don't want to be none of them. You know? It's not a single character that you want to be in any of these stories, man. Now do you get it? Y'all be on that bullshit. You bought that fucking Huff. You know? You bought the fake shit. You bought the knockoff brand. You bought the fake Jordans. You know? You got the Fugazi jersey. You got the T's Place fucking Air Force Ones. T's Place was a place back in the day where they sold all the knockoff shit real hard. He kept getting raided by them people for copyright infringement type shit, right? But that's where you got all the bullshit. My nigga got out the joint. He went there. He got a John Elway jersey in a pair of fake Air Forces for like $50 total. And he's like, he wore the shoes one time. They looked like cardboard. They creased all up. And this nigga all day was trying to give these shoes away to anybody that came in the house. He's like, hey, bro, you want these shoes? I just got them. And he couldn't give them shoes away to nobody. To nobody. Nobody, man. Because he didn't know. He came home from the joint. He didn't really know about knockoff shit. He just thought like, okay, he knew it was knockoff, but it looked and fly. So he's like, it looks like you can do this. And he learns you can't do this, man. And I remember I ended up throwing the shoes up in the tree downtown at Page Hall. I got a story from Page Hall. I got raided by the ATF at Page Hall. But I ended up throwing the shoes up in the tree. You know what I'm saying? Tied them together, threw them up in the tree. They was up there for a while, man. But he couldn't give them Air Forces to nobody, man. Them bitches went up in the air, man. Oh, fake ass knockoff shit. Stop buying that bullshit. You know? Stop buying that bullshit.